Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're sitting here on a Kubota this morning. We're fixing to head out there and move some limbs. We've had 2 or 3 decent days down here in the south this week, and one of the things that's been pressing is getting my fruit trees pruned. So I've been out there pruning them and piling up a bunch of sticks, and I'm going to take the tractor down there with the forks on it and see if I can't carry these pile of sticks off down in the woods. I'll show you what I've been doing on the pruning when I get out there. Been doing some heavy pruning on these pear trees. I kind of let them get a little out of hand. Rest of them's kind of been taken care of, but I got a lot to do out there. We'll talk about it in just a minute. Let's ride on out there. Down here at the orchard, and here's what we're dealing with. I've let these pear trees get way overgrown over the years. You know, I tell you a story when you get up close to them. I'll tell you that I pruned them when they was about this size, and then I pruned them again up here, as you can see all that, but I've just let them get way big. This is all the limbs I took off of. I cut them up pretty stout. Now, I did. You know, there's still some stuff I could take off, but at this point, I'm gonna let them come on out. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably nip a limb or two here and there, but for the most part, I'm pretty well done pruning them. These are 2 plum trees, and there was 8 of them here, and they've all just died out, and they're not looking particularly good, and they got some kind of blight on them. And I've cut it all out of these 2, and they have lived, and they produced some plums last year, but not too many. So one of my goals this year is I'm going to replant at least 6 of them. There we go. It's pretty ready looking. And this hill right here is nothing but, I'll go over here and show you just a scratch of dirt that's on it. When you start digging right here, you're going to go through about a couple of inches of topsoil, and after that you're just digging in clay and chert and rock. Kind of like this right here, my little old step is. That's what you dig into, is that right there. So when I done these things, I come out here with a backhoe and I dug a pretty good sized hole in the ground and filled them full of some good soil. And the apples have grew real well. They just produce apple. I don't care too much for them, but I'm gonna keep them. They're pretty trees. Blueberries have always done real well up here. I trimmed them back a little bit. I trim trees for production and mowability. I want to be able to mow around them pretty good with my 0 turn. Still see some stuff I'd like to trim off of all of it. Same thing with peach tree. This is the prettiest peach tree I got. I took that one limb off there just cause the 0 turn was wanting to hit it. But all your peach trees look like that should be in pretty good shape. That one there never mounted to much. It's still alive, but it just never mounted to much. And this one right here is an offshoot of the original one. You can see where I actually cut the original one out, and this one grew up beside it. Well, it grew up beside it probably from a seed, from a peach seed. I had the same thing happen over there next to my plums. I had a peach tree growing right up next to the plum, and that's where the animals come out here get them off, eat them, then they grow up. You know, hey, you want to, you can grow them from seed. It just takes a little while. It's not that big a deal though. Lord, I'm gonna move that stack of stuff out of the way, and I'm gonna get this little stack of stuff out of the way. My next step is to go get on the zero turn and just mow all the leaves, chop them all up and rake back around them. Got a few ant hills forming already, and I generally like to put a little ant killer around the base of the perimeter of the trees, just to keep the ants from getting so, especially around them blueberries. Blueberries seem to get a lot of ant hills around them. I guess they all do. So anyways, let me get busy on that, and we'll have a zero turn out here in a little bit. We're gonna clean up a little bit around the orchard. I'm telling you what, there's so much to do this time of year. You get to thinking about it. I get all them pots ready. I've got to start seeding my tomatoes and peppers. There's just so much to do. I got the cub in a million pieces. There's just a lot going on right now, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna have the cub ready to plant. You know, I'd buy another if I find one reasonable enough. I found another I want, but the guy won't sell it to me. He wants it more than I do. He just don't want to sell it at all to it. There we go, some kind of shadow in the way. All right, guys, so let me get busy. We'll touch back with you in a second. All right, it's time to get the skag after it now. Let's get with the program. Sit y'all down on this rock while I get out here and chop up all these leaves and clean this place up. Let's see how this looks. what's next? So I mowed from the cross over there. I'm gonna move down the hill. Maybe you can see the cross in the picture. Mowed from the cross over here to this little sitting area. Back in under all the orchard trees and a little strip over yonder. That's kind of my walking track. I get out every morning, start over yonder on that rock where that garden's at, and make a loop around here. And I do this couple, 3 times in the morning. A lot of times, a couple of times around lunch, and then I try to come down here before dark if the weather's nice. I mean, I haven't been able to walk too much here lately, but I've been trying to walk some, trying to get some of this weight off of me. 20, 25, I'm hoping I can change some things this year. Everybody makes New Year's resolutions. I really don't. I mean, I don't contemplate a whole lot of stuff anymore. I recommend everybody make a plan again every year, kind of what you want to accomplish and how do you want to go about it, and I set specific goals and go that direction. I've done that my whole life as a business owner. Every year I set specific goals, and a lot of them worked out, and a lot of them didn't. But that's life, you know, as it goes. But anyways, my next step out here is I got the rake and some clippers, and I'm gonna go around the base of all these things and rake all these leaves back away and clean up around the trees. And then I'm gonna mark where I want to put the replacement trees. I'm gonna, like I said, bring in 6 or 8 more plums, 6 or 8 more pears. Don't know if I'm going to do any more blueberries. Blueberries has just always been real prolific. I have considered making some more fruit trees over there and below that other garden over there. I'm not sure. It's just something that crossed my mind. So that's going to be the next thing I do here, is clean this up, and then we'll talk a little more, and I'll get through raking out around this thing and go from there. All right, I'm going to set the camera up here and I'll let you kind of watch me. Set you on my toolbox right there, you know. Set you up there. I'll rake out of it. Whoa, sorry about that. Lock that thing in place. Get the lawnmower back out after you get through doing all this. But that's all right too. All right, we're at dark 30 here. Been a pretty good day out here in the field. Been out here most of the day. Here's what we got. We've cleaned out around all our bushes and trees and everything. That right there is 3 blueberry bushes that I've lost over the years. These bushes down there in the end never have produced a whole lot. Now they did better last year, One reason I'd taken down a couple of trees and I got more sunlight in here. Same thing with this little old peach. It's last year was the only year it's ever produced. This one here's always done pretty good. And there's been nothing but scrawny, little scrubby thing ever since I got it. Here's where 3 other peach trees used to be that died. And then I've actually lost 5 of my plum trees. So my goal here now is to plant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I won't leave that little scrawny one. I may leave these 2 up here, I hadn't decided. But at least 8 more plum trees and get them in the ground. So I need at least 8 plums, 4 pears, maybe just 2 plums. Maybe just get not plums, but 2 blueberries down there. And I really wished I had a place to expand the peaches. I'd like to get more peach trees in here. I don't know. There's an area over yonder below that field that, you know, my mind, I think might be a good place for some peaches, more fruit trees. I hadn't decided. I also want to create me a good place for some scuppernongs. I like scuppernongs. They're good. They're just good to have around. I just always, well, last place I lived, my neighbor across the road had planted some scuppernongs, had a big old long scuppernong bush about 40 foot long. And hey, when them things are ripe, you go over and you pick your 5-gallon bucket off of them real quick. And I kind of like it, but when the elderly gentleman that owned it or lived there passed away, it got growed up full of weeds, and then the lady come in, just took it all up, had somebody come in with a tractor, and just, she didn't want to fool with it anyway. She's, I guess maybe she didn't like them much as I did. But anyways, I got to find a place for that too. And I may turn this little small garden over here. That might be a good place for maybe a variety of scuppernongs and maybe something else in the grape family. I don't know. Anyways, that's going to kind of conclude this video today, and we'll see if we can't pick us up some trees next week and get them in the ground, and we'll go from there. So we'll catch you on the next one.